Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Down in Detroit, overall crime trending in the right direction, but one trend is raising eyebrows. Ben?
Devin, nothing going up in the forecast. We'll look at how long this next Arctic assault will have us in its grips.
First, an uncle arrested accused of preying on his young niece.
The defendant strangled the 4-year-old girl.
And that 4-year-old child's grandparents, I should say, are credited with likely preventing the abuse from going any further.
Grandmother told Taylor police she walked in on the uncle pulling up his pants and the child screaming.
Jermont Terry is live in Taylor, and Jermont, police say this man went even further in the crime.
Kimberly, you would think it couldn't get more disturbing. Now, tonight, that uncle is sitting in jail. He's expected to be officially charged in the morning. But as you mentioned, he is accused of abusing his niece. And tonight, Taylor police fear there could be more victims. New Year's Day, neighbors at the Winsong apartment complex in Taylor heard commotion coming from an upstairs apartment.
Threats of killing people and something about harming grandchildren.
A grandmother felt something wasn't right when her 4-year-old granddaughter began to scream in another room.
She heard her granddaughter crying, perhaps a little bit of screaming or yelling, and quickly went to go to check on her.
The Taylor police chief says the girl was in the room with her uncle.
The grandmother caught them in various stages of undress.
It's unclear how long they were alone in the room, but the chief tells me the man's intentions were clear.
The defendant strangled the 4-year-old girl and then had intended to sexually assault her.
That's when the grandmother alerted the grandfather and neighbors heard the fuss.
Call the police right now.
The chief says the grandfather refused to let the uncle get away.
The grandfather was able to detain this individual until officers arrived.
Police arrested the 28-year-old from Taylor. He's awaiting charges for strangulation and assault with attempt to commit criminal sexual conduct.
The allegations in this case are very disturbing.
What's worse, there's also a 2-year-old the uncle had contact with.
And at this time, we have no reason to believe the 2-year-old was victimized.
And they're hoping this man didn't prey on other children in the complex.
And if there is somebody out there who has information, we would certainly like to interview them.
And tonight we are not naming the 28-year-old because he is not officially charged yet, but that will change tomorrow morning when he steps before a judge at the 23rd District Court. Reporting live in Taylor, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
So Jermont, did the uncle live with the 4-year-old in this apartment?
No, Devin, the uncle was actually visiting, and to make it a little bit clearer, he is not even related to the grandparents. He's the paternal uncle, and the grandparents are maternal grandparents, so he was just visiting the children.
Boy, a horrendous set of allegations.
Sickening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jermont.
Okay, well, the mild start to the new year is officially over, we can say.
Lasted 2 days. The Arctic assault is next, Ben.
Yeah, and you know what? Temperatures right now, we're still on the mild side of things because our average high for the day is 32. We're 38, but you can see what's headed in our direction. Single digits up here. It is 9 below right now in Bismarck. Thank goodness we're not going to be quite that cold, but it is going to be a drastic shift in temperatures. We do have the rain out of here, but we're now starting to get a couple snowflakes, and there's another round of some precipitation that's going to be through here overnight. So tomorrow morning, as these temperatures drop to the 20s, watch out for icy spots from many of that standing water from the showers that we saw earlier today. But even with temperatures in the 20s, wind chills 5 to 10 above, and they're not going to change through the day. We've got a whole lot more of this. We'll look at your 4-zone forecast and break down those low temperatures for tomorrow. Coming up.
All right, Ben, let's take a live look at Frazier tonight, where the ground around that massive sinkhole continues to move. Crews are checking it several times a day. If they can contain the movement, then they don't expect any further damage. And progress is being made on restoring utilities and installing that bypass to get around the broken sewer line. Frazier City Council is going to meet on Thursday night to talk about when the evacuated homeowners can return and also talk about possible reimbursement.
Detroit's police chief will be talking about the numbers tomorrow, but tonight the crime stats are out and overall crime is down, but there are still some alarming increases that need to be addressed. Mara McDonald is live at Detroit Police Headquarters, and Mara, those car theft numbers are really what stand out.
They really do, Kimberly. We're talking 500 more auto thefts last year than in the past year. So that's a big increase. But still, there are plenty of good things to be excited about here. Non-fatal shootings are down. Carjackings are down. Robberies are down. Overall, the numbers are down, but does it feel like it? After all, the old adage is perception is reality.
I say good job, Chief. He's working in the communities, and that's what I really do love about Chief Craig, because he seems to be more involved than other chiefs that I've seen prior to.
Alicia Dennis was one of those concerned Detroiters who attended one of the many town hall meetings Detroit Police Chief James Craig held all over the city last year to hear what neighbors had to say and to lay out what he needed from them. Dennis was worried about thieves kicking in doors in her gated community.
Because I care about my community. So I got to be involved. I have to know what's going on, so I had to go. It's not a choice. It's a part of being a resident of the city of Detroit, right?
Craig credits community involvement with that overall decrease in crime stats, but let's look at some of the nitty-gritty numbers here. For starters, the murder rate. In 2015, Detroit had 295 homicides. In 2016, it's at 302, a slight increase. But non-fatal shootings are down, 960 for 2016 versus 1035 in 2015. Where you see a big increase is auto theft. There were 7,938 stolen cars in 2015. For 2016, add 500 to that for a total of 8,438. But carjackings are down, 532 in 2015. That's down by 150 to 382 in 2016. Back here live, another number that police are taking a close look at, rapes. The number of rapes are up for 2016 by more than 20. Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
And Mara, just curious, with the increase of those car theft numbers, does it make it a record year?
It doesn't, actually. I mean, yes, they are up substantially. I mean, 500 is substantial. But, I mean, to put that into some sort of perspective, in 2014, there were well over 10,000 auto thefts in the city of Detroit. So up, but not anywhere near where it was.
And, of course, that helps to drive insurance premiums up as well. So, Mar, we appreciate it, and we'll hear more from Chief Craig on tomorrow on those numbers.
Surprise move from Ford today, speaking of cars, announcing it is shifting production from Mexico to Michigan. Automaker is canceling plans to build a plant in Mexico and instead investing $700 million in the Flat Rock plant, an investment that will create 700 new jobs. Ford CEO Mark Fields tells our Rod Maloney President-elect Donald Trump's plans for U.S. manufacturing played a role in the decision.
We've made this decision on what, independently on what's right for Ford, but Rod, we look at all the factors, and our view is we see a more positive U.S. manufacturing business environment under President-elect Trump and the pro-growth policies and proposals that he's talking about. So this is a vote of confidence for President-elect Trump.
Flat Rock will now expand and host an electric vehicle brain center. They'll build electrics on the assembly line with the regular Mustangs and Continentals. Now, meanwhile, Donald Trump shifted his attacks to General Motors today, threatening to slap a tax on the automaker for importing compact cars to the U.S. from Mexico. He singled out the Chevy Cruze, but GM says it makes the sedan in Lordstown, Ohio. It does match the Cruze hatchback for global markets in Mexico.
The election isn't until 2018, but the first candidate looking to become Michigan's next governor has thrown her hat into the ring. Former Democratic legislative leader Gretchen Whitmer filed paperwork today for the gubernatorial race. The 45-year-old currently lives in East Lansing. She was a lawmaker from 2001 through 2014 and most recently served as Ingham County's interim prosecutor.
We've seen mattresses, personal documents, even boats dumped in neighborhoods. But one man in Southwest Detroit says he's discovered a first: raw chicken.
You got boxes and boxes of chicken.
Mike Davis says he noticed it a few days ago, about 15 boxes of raw chicken, each box containing 40 pounds of meat. It's all been tossed in a lot on Peter Street near the old Mark Twain School. Davis is worried about the problems it'll cause if someone doesn't clean it up soon.
This is going to do nothing but create rats, rodents. It's going to start smelling back here bad.
Got that right. Davis says the city does come around every so often to clean up the lot, but he says they haven't been since the chicken was dumped. A reminder, Detroit has a hotline to report illegal dumping. Reports can also be made through the city's app.
Yep, that app is called Improve Detroit.
Yeah,
you can get it in your app store, yeah. A disgusting assault in Wyandotte. A fast food employee says a customer threw urine in his face. The incident happened last week at the Wendy's drive-thru on Biddle Avenue, just south of Eureka Road. The employee says he took an order, and when the car drove around to the window, a passenger in the back seat threw a cup of liquid in his face, and that liquid turned out to be urine. The car then sped off. The employee was unable to identify the person or the car. Police, though, are investigating.
A mass murderer temporarily out of prison tonight. What's brought Charles Manson out from behind bars just ahead.
A deputy accused of using excessive force when taking this restrained woman down. Why his boss, though, is defending him.
But first, she's the Detroiter who says she has the secret to getting troubled teens off the wrong path.
We'll have that story and more when we Detroit.
You don't have to be a parent to know that raising a child is one of life's great challenges.
Right, from keeping them safe, out of trouble, and teaching them responsibility, parents really have their hands full.
But as our Evrod Cassimy shows us, a program based here in Detroit is trying to make things easier.
The old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child, and a local program is helping to be a part of that village. It's run by one woman, and she's helping change the attitudes of some Metro Detroit youth.
I was smoking weed, I was in trap houses, I was doing just about everything that I shouldn't have been doing. We took the drug test and it said I also had like crack in my system.
Donquel Hall was barely old enough to drive when an at-home drug test came up positive for cocaine.
My son literally cried.
Donquel's mother, Melinda, had given him the test, fed up with him hanging out with the wrong crowd and smoking marijuana. They had no idea it had been laced with anything else.
He's like, I've never done anything like this in my life, Ma. I promise you.
As shocking as the results were, the mother of two had double trouble on her hands.
What else? I really had a temper. I would say I really had an anger problem.
Melinda's other son, Atu, was getting into trouble at school.
And his kid, he kept kicking my chair. So I asked him to stop. He wouldn't stop. So I flipped him and the desk over.
This is the point where I, as a mother, need to step in and give you something I can't.
And that's exactly what she set out to do. Searching for a way to prevent her two boys from going down the wrong path, Melinda was led to a program right here in Detroit called Attitude Adjustment.
It's a youth program. It's a prevention program for young men between the ages of 12 to 17 with slight behavior issues or in need of a little guidance.
The nonprofit was started by Shekenya Wardlaw. Brothers Atu and Donquel were the perfect candidates. Before things at home and school got any more out of control, their single working mother signed them both up.
I'm being proactive. If I'm sending you for a reason, and the reason is you are at this pivotal point, if you've already have the necessary tools, you won't have to worry about it.
And they told me they don't want to be there. Unfortunately, you're here because you're not doing what you're supposed to do at home.
Students enrolled in the one-month program meet with Shekenya and their parents to start.
We come together in the office and basically we just talk. I have the child go first. I have them make a list of all the things that anger them or the things that makes them behave the way that they behave, and we allow them to say it one by one, and the parent cannot talk.
Wardlaw has been running this program since 2000. She's proud of her 80% success rate, but insists it isn't always easy.
Do they disrespect you?
I have had some.
What's been the worst situation where you have to?
Well, last month I had a young man that used the B word a lot. Didn't want to do anything I asked him to do. F-bomb was dropped a few times throughout the whole session.
Those challenges don't last forever.
But it's during a field trip at the end of the Attitude Adjustment program, Wardlaw really sees a change in the students' behavior.
We don't want y'all to live life in regret, man.
They're taken to the Detroit Reentry Center, a jail where they hear directly from inmates and how they ended up behind bars.
The prisoners are not yelling all in their face, you know, because kids nowadays are not scared easily. I don't care what you do, what you say, they're not scared at all. So it's more mild manner, but it's just as effective because they get to hear.
Atu and Donquel believe Attitude Adjustment has helped them change their life direction.
Thank you. That's all I can say to her is thank you, and I love her for it because I feel like I said, it would have took a long time for me to get to where I am now.
Attitude Adjustment costs just $60 per student to sign up. The nonprofit also relies on donations to keep it running. We posted more information on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com. Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
Sounds like a great program.
A little bit different approach, but kind of the scared straight thing that we've seen work in the past. Here's what Karen Drew is working on for tomorrow night.
It's a lesson unlike any other.
I want to see changing bullying.
Teaching students to be peacekeepers.
I learned it's okay to interrupt. It's okay to be a friend to anyone in need.
We'll take you to a school that's tackling bullying head on.
My personal hope is that the students gain confidence.
The Peacekeeper Movement, tomorrow at 11.
About to lose a little confidence in our weather after this very nice balmy start. We're back to reality, aren't we?
Yes, and it's not going to be a one and done deal. We're going to have to deal with it for a while, but I thought we'd start with the good news.
Okay.
Which is where we ended up today.
There you go.
Yeah, 45 was pretty good considering those averages. 32 in the afternoon and 20 in the morning. Not only are we going to get back to those, we'll be below those significantly if you start factoring in the winds. So here's how things are going to change going into tonight. Cold front sweeps through, and watch how these numbers change from the mid and upper 30s now to the low and mid 20s by tomorrow morning. Again, this isn't factoring winds. This is all thermometer readings, what we're expecting. And then we'll get even colder as we get into tomorrow night. In fact, temperatures will be down into the teens when we talk to you by late tomorrow night, early on Thursday morning. So a drastic change. When we start considering the winds, it's going to feel even colder. Now, we still have some precipitation to go tonight. It's just a light snow shower at best. We're not looking for any accumulation out of this. The bigger problem is going to be from that liquid that was left over from the showers we saw earlier. With temperatures crashing, we are going to see some icy spots as we head towards tomorrow morning. So that rain is out of here, and behind that cold front, where we see that little bit of light snow. Beyond that, tomorrow generally dry. We may even see a few peaks of sunshine. Not going to help, though, with those temperatures. Some lake effect snow showers possible in the afternoon, but again, no accumulation expected. Thursday will pretty much be a repeat performance, just with some colder temperatures in the morning. So 23 is what we're going for a low tonight. That's going to be very close to our high temperature that we're expecting tomorrow, which is 24. And again, maybe a couple breaks of sunshine throughout the day. Let's look at the wind chills, though, here in our 4-zone forecast. This isn't going to change much throughout the day. We're looking at winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts as high as 40. So this is how it's going to feel for much of the day. Metro zone, you're going to be seeing pretty much 5, 6, 7 above zero for those wind chills for a good chunk of the day. South zone, we may get close to the zero number in Lenawee County, but generally about 5, 6, 7 here in Monroe County. West zone numbers, possibly could see some zeros up there. Milford, Clarkston, Fenton, right around that mark. And pretty much the same goes in our north zone. Could see those wind chills even go negative for a time in Lapeer and parts of Sanilac County tomorrow during the day. Temperatures will stay in the 20s all the way through the upcoming weekend. So generally not much of a change, except those morning lows just get colder. Then we get a little bit of a recovery here Monday and Tuesday. No big snow to expect. Just got to bundle up because those wind chills are going to be in single-digit territory for much of the next 5 days.
And it looks like if you didn't get your Christmas decorations down these past 2 days, it's going to be too cold to do so.
Leave them up.
That's
Next
right.
year's not too far off. Probably taking them down in March. It doesn't matter. New pictures just into Local 4 from Fowlerville, and that is where an SUV has crashed into a restaurant.
This happened late this evening at Fowlerville Farms restaurant. Take a look here. The owner says a woman somehow lost control and ended up crashing right into the dining room there. Customers had to scatter to get out of the way, but amazingly, nobody was seriously hurt.
It's amazing how often those kind of things happen and nobody ends up getting hurt or seriously hurt anyway. Very lucky. Well, buy one, get one free always sounds like a good idea, but for one well-known pillow company, it's put them in a heap of trouble.
And she's crying excessive force. A handcuffed woman body slammed by a police officer, but the sheriff says his officer had good reason to do it.
Kids are. An Indiana sheriff is defending a deputy who body slammed a woman while she was being booked. The deputy is seen bringing the woman into the counter in handcuffs when she turns and spits in his face, and that's when he took her to the ground. The sheriff says his officer was defending himself, that the woman committed felony battery by spitting in his face. The woman was initially arrested for trespassing. She was, we're told, highly intoxicated. Now, she was not seriously injured, but she is filing an excessive force lawsuit.
Mass murderer Charles Manson is out of prison and in the hospital after falling seriously ill. It's being reported Manson was taken from a Central Valley prison in California to a hospital for an undisclosed medical issue. Officers with the Department of Corrections declined to comment due to privacy laws, but say he is alive. The 82-year-old is serving a life sentence for the 1969 murders of 7 people in Southern California.
A popular pillow brand got its rating slashed by the Better Business Bureau for violating its advertiser code. My Pillow's grade is now an F. From the Minnesota and North Dakota branches of the Bureau, the BBB says it all has to do with the buy one, get one free offer you see in the commercials. My Pillow always offers buy one, get one free, so the BBB says it's not a promotion, but the regular price. On top of that, some customers complain they never got the BOGO price, if you will. The company says it'll look into making future changes.